I think at this stage, because time is limited, it would be good for people to know what is the final outcome after having this meeting on the floor. If what she's saying you're wrong, what's the next step?
Well, the members of parliament asked some questions. I asked some questions. I made sure and I said to the minister. The chairman then asked, because this meeting that was called was not my meeting. It was a meeting from 2023. That's why when the meeting started,
in 2023?
2023, that was requested by MP Westcott.
Okay.
So again, while my meeting was also requested, I then asked, could these two meetings be joined in one session so we could finish with it? They said, no, you can ask, whatever.
A quick caveat here. Why does it stay so long when you ask for meetings and it stays that long?
Mr. Moore, that is a question that you would definitely have to ask the person that is in charge of scheduling meetings. Yes. So if you ever have her here, you ask her exactly what is the reason for that. Because I see no sense in you calling a meeting from 2023 that was requested to a minister that is no longer there. And who is going to answer your questions is a minister that sat next to you in parliament that knows even less than you. So that made absolutely no sense to me. But again, at the end of the meeting, I was asked if I still have the need for my meeting to be called.
Yeah.
And I told the chairman, I said, based on the answers from the Honorable Minister of TIAC, and if my name is cleared, right, then I would have no need. But if anything comes back again, like this presentation, then I do want my meeting.
What do you expect from the minister in order for you to be satisfied that you clear off any wrongdoing for which you were charged?
I wasn't charged with anything. It was just implicated, yes. And the minister continued, right, to drop little hints, right? And that's why I'm here today. Mr. Moore, that is the reason why I'm here today. I do not like radios. It's not my forte, okay? That is not, who I am and what I like. I want to put this to rest. This needs to be put to rest today. And when I receive those answers, okay, on the questions, because now the minister has a lot, I shared with the parliament, okay, all the emails, everything I have, so the minister can now see that I know, that we all know, that people in the ministry lied to the SOAB and lied to the Integrity Chamber. So once that is clear, then we good. The cleanup is there. We have from 550, we have 451 permits from 550. If there are any permits out there being rented out still, that took place now under the minister.
But that's quite a lot, would you agree?
No, at all. Not even close, Mr. Moore. 2 ships, and by 10 o'clock, there were no taxis out by the harbor. And I have pictures. People sending me pictures. The problem is, Mr. Moore, maybe in low season, right? It might be a lot in low season, but in high season, we don't have nowhere close to enough. An idea, okay? You give seasonal permits.
Yeah.
You have too much buses, right? No, you went from what should have been 300, you got 200. Give out 20 permits for specific routes, color-coded, Point Blanche, Soccer Garden, Defiance Haven. That's how you get rid of the gypsies. That was the plan.
Yeah.
So put these things into effect. The bus associations, they are happy for color codes.
Yeah.
They wanted that from a long time, And it's not fair that some only drive Point Blanche, but rotate. Say, you know what, this year, your permit is Point Blanche.
Yeah.
Or this 6 months. The next 6 months, your permit is Maho. The next, St. Peter's. Give everyone a chance. to make that money. That is what you should be doing. Understand? That is building the economy, giving jobs. Okay? The market ladies, I am so ashamed. Mr. Moore, I pass now and I try to put my head down. When we left that ministry, everything was done, signed, approved, financed, everything was there already. And I stayed away from any comment. If you go back in Parliament, you'll realize that I've said almost nothing concerning the marketplace. Do you know why, Mr. Moore? Because I've always believed everyone wants to make it theirs. Okay?
Yeah.
So everyone that comes in, they want to give it their own final touch. Okay? To make it theirs. I don't have a problem with that. Because the project before, it wasn't my project. I was a chief of staff. I wasn't a minister. The minister had a vision for his plan. Okay? The minister before had a vision. The new minister came in and said, hey, I don't see this making much sense. I want to integrate a bus terminal. So the tour buses would stop there, and he added that to it. The new minister came. But how long? Mr. Moore, I organized that tent. I called the airport, asked the airport. Those were all things that I did. And they are still there. Understand? It's inhumane. It is inhumane. It is inhumane. These are the things that the minister should be focusing on. Phillipsburg in the morning, dirty. Sometimes they don't pick up the garbage. These are the things people come here and look at a place and think, what a dump. These are your things that you should be focusing on. The investment climate. Mr. Moore, and I mentioned it. I said, if you were a foreigner and saw what is going on here in the political world, would you feel comfortable investing? Would you feel comfortable investing? Mr. Moore, I've seen, right, businesses targeted because of who they're affiliated with. And I ask anyone to challenge me. When I sat in that ministry, any denial that came, I made sure I told the minister, only you sign denials. Any advice needs to reach you. You are for untoward luck. You are the last person. You are responsible. So if anyone in the department coming up had a problem with an advice, with a business license or whatever, they put an oblek note on top of it and they pass it on and they continue. When it reaches the minister asks the questions and he decides yes and he decides no. But you don't ever stagnate the economy of this country. You don't ever do that. If someone is missing something, you ask them for it. You don't give them a denial letter and put them to start all over again.
I understand that some licenses are going to be revoked. You know anything about that?
I hope no. The minister does not have to revoke no license. Mr. Moore, in the policy it states 5.1 II. It states any license that has not been used for 1 year is automatically revoked. Any license that has not been used for a year is automatically revoked. So all those persons who had 10, 15, 20 license and now their head drivers got their own license and they can't find who to rob and thief and rent it out to no more, right? Those revoked.
I understand that there are license holders as well who might be in government.
Mr. Moore, civil servants, friends and family of politicians. Mr. Moore, the uproar in Parliament was because I also sent a list. Mr. Moore, there was someone on that list, 14 years old, got a bus license. And this is my problem. When you do an investigation and you limit it to 2023 forward, then I think you're not being fair. Then I think you're not being fair. Because from 2014 to 2023, 211 licenses were given out. How many? 211. How many times have you seen a publication saying we're lifting a moratorium? Ever? The first time you saw that in 2023.
So there was a moratorium in 2023.
2014, there was a moratorium. 2023, the minister lifted it and did it in stages.
Which of the minister?
Minister Lambrix,
okay.
yes. Minister Lambrix. And I was part of the idea, because it started even before he was there. So that was like very, very sad to read that the Integrity Chamber at SRB said, it happened when election time, because this thing started 2-3 years ago, before, so, it's, I say in Dutch, it's jammer, because the main goal, right, in my opinion, was achieved. The main goal was achieved, okay? I don't think that there's no taxi driver that thinks that it's fair, that because I am a politician, that I have 10 permits and I rent them out because it takes bread from them. Or a civil servant that has a job, and it shouldn't be that way, that also now is renting out a permit.
When you called for resignation, was it political or ethical, or what was the basis of it? It's
ethical. It is, and I called not only on her, I called on the whole government. I called on the Prime Minister. I say, listen, it makes not only the Council of Ministers, but in extension, it also makes the Parliament look bad. It makes us look, and I'm sorry to say it, Mr. Moore, it makes us look like a banana republic. That is how I felt when I'm seeing, and I have a lot of foreign friends. I have a lot of investors, friends that are investors, and they tell me like, what is happening? How can this be possible?
But there's a screening process that's supposed to safeguard anything that might be conflicting.
Mr. Moore, only God.
How come?
Only God and those that were doing the screening could answer that question, because I don't know. And again, if, right, and I do understand, this part, right, convicted, in jail, okay, wife has nothing to do with it. Wait, let me ask you a question, because I'm going to ask you a question, Mr. Moore. In court, why can a wife not testify against the husband, or the husband against the wife? You know why? They're seen as one.
But their marriages in community of goods,
they are seen as one. So, in my opinion, again, and I think it's hard for my wife, it's extremely hard on my wife, that people are insinuating things about me, and she takes it on. She also feels, bad that people are saying this, because she sees that it's not only me they're talking about.
They're attacking her too.
They attack her too.
Okay.
Understand?
So you want to see it the same way?
No, I don't want to see it. My question is it not that way? Understand? If I come home with a Rolex for 100,000, impossible that my wife ain't going to ask me, hey, you with your salary, how you get a watch for 10,000? For 100,000? You understand? So again, the idea of I'm blissed about what's going on, right? And again, I'm basing it on if it's true or not, that's beyond the point. The optics, the way you make country look, okay? The way you make the country look. I need this to be put to rest. And the Council of Ministers need to take up the responsibility and say, you know what, just like the Prime Minister say, hey, I have a lot of work, I can't take tell him. Minister of Finance, you take tell him, right? Council of Ministers need to call a meeting and say, hey, right, this doesn't look good. We are going to remove you as a spokesperson for the harbor.
That's your suggestion.
she doesn't want to step down, then that's a suggestion.
Yeah. The minister also mentioned that much of what she is presenting was as a result of the SORB and the Integrity Chamber report. So she's using that as a premise for her charges.
But now she has the proof that she was lied to. Understand?
Okay.
She has a lie. She's been lied to. Mr. Moore, what I'm asking for is nothing new, eh? It's nothing new. The First Minister of Versa stepped down after 2 months because a case was called on her husband. And I don't know if her name was mentioned in it also, but she did the honorable thing. Even though what she was accused of and eventually convicted, whatever, but she did the honorable thing. She stepped down. And it happened so smooth, Mr. Moore, that no one even remembers it. There was no fight, no battle for power, you know. It just, hey, this is the right thing to do, I left. When I appealed my case, I went into a ministry, right? I was convicted, I left again. I left the Ministry of Finance. Okay? The honorable thing, even though what took place was not honorable.
I must say that this is, you would be aware as well, that this is not going to be the easiest thing for the minister to withdraw or whatever. Are you planning to get justice somewhere else?
The problem is this, Mr. One, that's why I said, a lot of people didn't understand when I said I would bummel you. Some people thought I was mixing up my words. My lawyer, right, is Shida Bummel. And that's why I said, whatever I say on the floor of Parliament, I can say it outside. I don't need immunity, because what I'm going to say is the truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. But if you call my name off of the floor of Parliament, because there you have immunity, call my name off the floor of Parliament and I will bummel you. Okay?
Meaning that you...
I will put my lawyer on you.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
100%. Put my lawyer on you. And I will spend my children's bread money on it. Again, the goal was to clean up. Mission is accomplished. Okay? Now a driver doesn't need to drive 7 days a week because he doesn't have to pay a corrupted.
All right. I believe that we gave you the fairest opportunity to present your case in terms of what is your side of what has happened, or what is your version of the truth. Obviously, you're fully aware that there are two sides to every story. Your side, their side, and the truth. That is going to have to be laid out eventually. Anything else you would like to say? You have a message for...
Let's focus. Let's put back focus on what is important and is moving this country forward. There are a lot of problems still in the transportation industry, a lot, okay? The organizations that control the port, the airport, the different locations, I think is literally crazy, in my opinion. You receive a license from the government. No organization should determine who and what drives. Okay, if you have a driver that doesn't speak English well, have you ever been to New York, Mr. Moore?
Mm-hmm.
Have you had a conversation with a taxi driver?
Many of them are from the world over, different places.
They pick you up and drop you off.
Yeah.
That's it. So if you have drivers that don't speak English well or don't know the island, you make sure that those are the ones that do the pickup, the drop off.
Yeah.
And our locals do the tours. That's it.
Yeah.
You know? But you should not limit who, because those licenses were not given by you. Those licenses were given by government. That is the focus. That is what you should be focusing on. Making sure that all our guests have a ride from Mullet Bay after they were dropped off. Bring money to the country. How much flights? New flights are scheduled for next year. more ships of quality, because we could have a day with 8 ships, but look at the list and ask any one of the merchants in Phillipsburg what they think about those ships. They don't spend. So bring us quality. Look at projects that people are going to want to come to St. Martin and spend a week. That is your job. Get the economy back in place. Come with revenue generating measures that are not going to tax and hurt the poor man.
Okay. That will be the final word for today, folks. Thank you for your time. Thank you for hanging in there and listen. I didn't allow anyone to disturb the train of thought simply because I think it's important for the good MP to get an opportunity to lay out his case so that you can be clear as to what he thinks is the real problem. And it's up to the other side of the story to make themselves available to bring clarity to what is happening. And like the MP say, it's time for the MP